this part right here. We should address Kevin Samuels, okay, and Nicki Minaj, okay. Kevin Samuel called into Nicki Minaj's Instagram live show yesterday, and it was hilarious. There's a lot of things that I want to call out for what it is. I have a lot of respect for Kevin Samuels. Let's be clear. I disagree with a lot of this stuff. I think he has a lot of clownish moments. But my job is to point these things out. I don't know these people personally. I'm just, again, another content creator in this space, and I feel like there's a space of a lot of lessons that we can learn. Okay, as gentlemen, between each other, we can teach each other, right? I think he's brought some value to the space, particularly popularity. He's brought, and then the second thing he brought to this space is really to bring some awareness to the ladies' behavior that they may not like. No, probably most likely we're not gonna call them out on this, right? So I would say Kevin Samuels has held a lot of women accountable. Now, in terms of how that affects people's personal relationships, I'm not sure. I think according to him, some people got married, but getting married is a different ballgame from staying married, right? I think he claimed about 50 people got married off of his message, right? I do know one person particularly that has claimed that his rhetorics help her marriage. This was a woman, so I absolutely don't want to take that credit away from him, right? But in terms of majority of people that are following him, majority of people that are on his balls, yes, I dare said it, that are kissing his ass, right? These people are going to have a hard time maintaining long-term relationships. And it won't be Kevin's fault. Let me just be honest. But his message is going to be a big part of that, right? His message, let me say his viral message is quite different from when you watch his long form. I want to be extremely fair to him. When you watch his long form, he has a lot of lessons. As a matter of fact, even if you watch his men's week, he holds men just as accountable, right? So I want to give him that. But his viral message are extremely vicious. His mouth is vicious, just like Tariq Nasheed. He's a king of shaming, insulting, guilt tripping. He actually does it best, right? And absolutely, the last part, which is need to be right, I don't think he does that. I've seen him in different lights, and especially even in engaging Nicki Minaj here, right? I've seen him when he engages the ladies on Lapeef Network. He's very respectful, and he's very calm, and he brings a little different demeanor than when he's on his show. So I want to be very fair to him across the board, but I also want to point it out that there is a reason. I don't want to bring it personal, but I have to bring it personal. Like, come on, it's personal. These things it starts from personal. When you're spewing rhetorics at me, I have to question your personal life at some point. Yes, you want to speak general and you want to speak to worst case scenarios only, but you never want to speak about the best case scenario. Then I have to ask you, what kind of experience have you gone through personally? One thing we know is that he's been divorced twice. That's what I've heard, right? I've heard that he's been divorced twice. I've heard that his first marriage was a long time ago, maybe even the last marriage. So I'm not too sure that we can just neglect that when it comes to some of his most negative moments, which happens to be the most viral moments, okay? But again, I want to be very careful. I want to be very fair to him that when it comes to him telling people, encouraging people to go to therapy and stuff like that is very important. But let's get into this right now.
Samuels.
Oh. Didn't know, man. All I heard was blood clots and shit. I'm old.
That's funny.
Over
there. Let me tell you. You see, let me tell you why I love the universe, and I am a firm believer of the universe.
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to get on and talk to you for a very long time.
Is that right?
That's very right.
What we got?
So I want to know what you gotta, let's have this real talk. Let's have this real talk. Because I know a lot of times when people will speak to you, it's like they trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you call somebody trying to be funny, yes, I feel if you call somebody trying to be funny, then don't be mad at what you get. If you
Right.
call somebody that and you're really trying to.
And again, if you his most viral moments are him checking the ladies and holding them accountable, whatever, right? Like basically cursing them out, sometimes hanging up on them, right? That's some of his most viral moments. Well, you're going to attract trolls that would try to test you, and they come on there, and and I've seen him get triggered. He gets triggered unless he's gonna claim that he was just pretending. That was him really getting triggered when those trolls come in.
Because isn't that what you do?
So at this point, she's asking him to rate her.
Sincerely ask questions or get information or chat, then that's different. So I want to talk to you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, what do you rate me?
Is that what we're starting off with?
Yeah.
Do you think that men rate women?
So for those of you that may not know, he's known for rating women, but not directly, right? He usually will ask them to rate themselves because, again, it's a bunch of entitled ass women that will come on his show and talk about all these things that they think they deserve, and he makes them rate themselves. So at that point, I have to say that's fair. But of course, a lot of people take the viral moment and run with it, and
People. I asked if they rate themselves. I usually ask these questions.
So let's start it that way.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Your size?
My dress size?
Now let's talk about his body language. His body language, what I'm reading here is that he came in a little bit nervous, okay? Because again, this is Nicki Minaj. Let's not cap. I'm not even shaming him for that. This is Nicki Minaj. She's huge. She's probably the biggest female rapper right now. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere between her and Cardi B. I'm not sure, but she's big. So his body language is quite different. He's not in this element. But again, I said it earlier, I think Kevin generally, when he's outside of his space, he's very respectful, he's calm, and this is an example of it.
7.
Can't use 7. That's why 7 is the most common answer.
Really?
It's the default answer for most
She
people
rated herself
because They
7.
don't want to go too high. They don't want to go too low.
Well, no. It ain't a default answer for me.
Well, let's see. I would give you a 9.
Whoa, come on, Kevin. A 9 for Nicki Minaj. All right, that's all cap. There's all kind of cap written all over there, right? Now, again, she's being sarcastic too. Are you looking at her facial? Let's just look at her sign language, right? Not sign language, her body language. I'm going to talk about sign language in a little bit here, right? But just look at her body language. She's being sarcastic. It's almost like she's also trying to clown him. There were, not all the way through, but there were moments that I felt like she was trying to do that.
Or anything like that. It's much more based upon what babies, animals, human beings have evolved to find attractive.
Wow.
You get additional points because we have evolved to find more slanted eyes somewhat attractive, especially when they're not on Asian.
Wow.
All right, so he just basically said that the standard is Asian. Hi, Just J, how you doing? Good to see you, my sister. Notifications, the algorithms is controlling that, so we shall see how things pan out over time. But thank you so much for being here.
Down to something that's going to make a viral moment.
So the question I was going to ask is that what's the standard when you're rating people, when you're rating women? What is the standard, right? And what I've heard so far is that people don't have an exact standard. Now, he just denied that it's not Eurocentric standard. He just denied that. So again, what is the standard here? Now, the standard, according to him, is some kind of, I guess, is an image consultant. So suddenly it's about how symmetric your face is, and then slanted eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is. That's your standard. For me personally, my eyes are not computer made. They're made by God, and I'm not sure if my naked eyes can necessarily measure symmetry exactly, and I think most human beings will agree with me. But maybe his eyes are trained to do that, right? But again, most of us don't see things that way, so that makes that standard already flawed.
I'll start a conversation. Take the good with the bad. Have you seen anything else that I do?
I saw one time when you checked this lady for, I guess it was a white lady or a Hispanic lady, and you was like, oh, you're not gonna come on this show and talk down on black women. That's what the fuck you're not gonna do.
Yeah.
And so again, that was
Kevin
a
is
clip.
a gentleman.
I didn't see the
let's not get it twisted.
text
Overall,
really
okay.
Well, I get a rap of hating black women. And
That's because of the viral moments.
50 black women report that they've gotten married as a result of watching my content in the last year.
Really?
It's on my Instagram. I actually had a young sister just post up.
So I can appreciate that. If he checks some women of a different race from now thinking they should now start checking black women, I can respect that, right? But I said it's a gentleman because again, a majority of his show, you could see his demeanor. The viral moments are the viral moments for a reason. The viral moment also is an indication of when it's triggered. So I'm not discounting the viral moment either. If he gets triggered like that with strangers, is he getting triggered like that in his personal relationships? I'm just asking, right?
And it is to that. So I let women from other races come in. I'm like, okay, well, can you learn anything from them? What would you teach them? And the one woman came in and she thought she was going to do what I did to black women. I'm like, hold on, oh wait. Now we can talk this way, but Karen, you sit your ass down over there because I don't play that.
So good. So he checked some lady from a different race. But let's go to the sign language, right? Now, again, your viral moments are your responsibility. How you react to triggers are your responsibility as a man. You don't get to say, oh yeah, but that's just a moment. No. Listen, I'm talking about consequences. I'm not talking about me. I'm not judging you, but I'm saying your viral moments are created from the moments when you're triggered, moments when you were put in a position that's not exactly comfortable, right? And especially if you are a Kevin Samuel viewer, right? Maybe not him. Maybe he's putting on a show. Who knows, right? I don't know him at all to even be able to judge him like that. But if you watch this kind of stuff long enough, you're going to take this back to your personal relationship, and you may end up attracting sign languages like this. Okay, watch this.
Y'all, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not? Excuse me, Kevin. This is not. I'm talking to black women real quick. Can we stop talking? Can we stop?
But wait, hold on. Kevin is in front of you. You're having conversation with him, and you're just gonna call men niggers and shame them and right in front of him. That right there is a disrespect to Kevin. That right there is a direct shot at Kevin because it's the one engaged. He may not see it that way, but again, I'm speaking right now, right? I'm the one. This is my opinion. That's a direct shot at him. Okay? Even though because again, it's sign language. It's my interpretation of what sign language is, which means she's not talking directly. She's been indirect. She's been sarcastic, right? But it's also sign language, shame, insult, guilt, right? And the idea here was that no, we already talked about Tariq Nasheed. Sorry, is a legend. Awesome, perfect, awesome. I agree with you, man. At this point, I think he's a legend because he definitely has a. But I already talked about him, so you can watch the beginning of the stream or wait for the rebroadcast. But anyway, let's keep talking about. That's a direct shot at Kevin Samuels. The idea was for him to be triggered. That was a shit test right now, right? So let's see if he passes the shit test, right?
Posting all day on TikTok because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful black men want us or not? Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we want? Because what I've been seeing is, I feel like I've been seeing men using that as an opportunity because they've been hurt and somebody that.
Whoa, they've been hurt. Oh, not the same. Oh, they've been hurt. Who hurt you, right? Who hurt you? I do think that majority of the men that relate with the manosphere message have been hurt. Yes, there I said it. Yes. And no, you cannot discount that. You've been hurt. You're relating with somebody that you know that's very close to you have been hurt by women. There's no way. You're gonna have to prove that wrong. Oh yeah, we should stay on the conversation. No, fuck you. You've been hurt, and I shouldn't have to wait until women tell you. As a man, as a fellow man, I can tell you. It's okay. It's okay. Somebody stomped on your heart. I get it, okay? But it is what it is, right? But do I have to wait until Nicki Minaj tells you? But again, she's talking to her fellow black women, but she's supposed to be talking to Kevin. That is a direct shot at Kevin. If something keeps coming up over and over and over again, where there's smoke, there is fire. We got to pay attention to that.
And they've been using it as a way to come out and lash out and poke fun at black women and use it as a way to feel like they somebody or they something. Or so for all you niggas that's doing that on TikTok, wherever the fuck y'all at, eat a dick, go away. Nobody gives a shit about you. And I want black women to stop.
Wait, let's look at Kevin's body language right now. Let's look at Kevin's body language. He's rolling his eyes. Kevin rolls his eyes. That's a fact of life. He rolls his eyes. Once it's starting to get triggered, he rolls his eyes. But this is Nicki Minaj, right? What are we gonna do? Curse Nicki Minaj out? Now, ideally, personally, right, I would like him to keep the same energy here, right? Let me see what my brother here said. Canadian born Nigerian. Brother, I need you to come up. I'm going to call you up. Hopefully you're still here when I'm ready for that. I've seen it, and you can tell Kevin Samuel wasn't moved by what she said. Oh no, he's rolling his eyes. He is moved. He's been triggered, but he did a great job passing the shit test. I would give you that. But the idea that like he's now moved, like just look at the body language, right? Moved by what she said, because at the end of the fact and truth override opinions. No, truth overrides facts, okay? And truth is a function of time. It's not something you and I say at this point in time. Only time will tell us the truth. Now, you do understand Yoruba, hopefully. I think you do understand Yoruba. Like, Biroba lo logu odun. One day, right? Truth is a function of time. I see a lot of people talking about truth, and it's just their own personal opinion. And that's all semantics, right? But what we know about truth is that it's a function of time, and eventually it will show up, right? But yeah, again, back to the sign language here. The sign language is at all-time high. Let's keep listening.
Fucking posting about whether or not y'all want black women or not. Okay, well, I want black women just to focus on themselves, be successful, and then you go out there and you decide the trajectory of your life. Okay?
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of hurt on both sides.
Whoa, nah, keep the same energy. There's only hurt on one side. Come on, Kevin, come on. There should be only hurt. I'm being sarcastic, by the way, just in case you haven't realized. There should be hurt on only one side, only the women's side, right? Not on both sides. Come on, Kevin. That's sign language. That's pandering to Nicki Minaj at this point. Because if we're going to keep the same energy, we should just say there's only hurt on one side. Because that's the way the manosphere act. That's the way they act. Like there's only hurt on one side. But I think that's probably the biggest truth I've heard so far. Now, that's my opinion. That's me pushing against myself, like David was just saying, right? Mr. Ayeni, right? So, yeah, so let's keep it going here. Now, Just Jay, I know you enjoyed that video. I know. And I've seen some people review this video, and they're all full of shit. Every single person I've seen review this full video are full of shit. They are. They didn't keep it a buck. But you can count on me keeping it a buck when it comes to this space. Meaning I will talk from both sides of my mouth sometimes, right? Let's keep playing this, right?
And a lot of, and especially in the black community, we don't really do a lot with counseling, therapy. I recommend therapy often because
definitely he does. He gets that credit.
That we want to deal with. And marriage and relationships are not for everybody. And I'm just trying to, ultimately I ask people, what do you want? What do you want? And what are you prepared to do to get what you want? And are you willing to pay that cost? It's really the conversation. It always gets kind of whittled down. But at the end of the day, what we are seeing.
So two things here. He definitely kept it He maintained his masculine frame. I really appreciate that because that's what I teach here, right? He passed the shit test, right? I saw the rolling eyes thing, right? But he passed the shit test. I would definitely give him that. But he attracted this because of the rhetorics in some of his most triggering moments when they got triggered that went viral out there. Let's keep it a buck, okay? But he also got popular off of it. In fact, speaking of clout, he got clout off of it. In fact, speaking of clout, I'm chasing clout right now. Again, I'll keep it a buck here, okay? Why are we talking about this trending stuff? Because we're all chasing clout. Let's keep it a buck, right? Let's keep it a buck. One thing you're not going to see out there in the manosphere, in the real people that are controlling the manosphere, they're not going to keep it a buck. Majority of them are full of shit. They are, okay? But I can give him his credit right now that he just passed the shit test. But did he pass the shit test because it's Nicki Minaj? If it was some random chick that came on his show, would he pass this? Or maybe he's just, again, he does what's best for his channel, which is basically to to make it go viral. I can also respect that. This is business at the end of the day. I told you, I pride myself in keeping the buck. It's okay. It's not really that deep. But let's keep going. That's an overused word. I guess you're talking about clout, right? Let's keep playing.
Thing is, especially if you're under 30, it's harder for guys today under 30 than it was from 50 years ago, because you can't take care of a family on out of high school or just coming out. So they're at the bottom. And I just had men's week, and I told guys, look, while you're under 30, work them.
Right. So let's see here. Nicki Minaj is a non-FBA. She's a Trinidad immigrant. Yes. And last time I checked, that wasn't a crime. Has she spoken anything against the FBA? If she did, let me know so we can address it. KS know how to make his money. Absolutely. And that's actually probably some of the top most respect that I have for him, if anything. Because while a lot of people take this back to their family, they take this back to their wife, they take this energy of let me hold you accountable back to their wife, and then they create problems that never existed. This guy is buying new new Porsche. He's having a good time. He's loving the attention. He is apparently is out in California right now, about to go talk to Shambodi, talking about all these different topics that people want. He's building this empire, and I can absolutely congratulate him on that. And then again, that's one of the things I try to bring into this space, to let people know that it's neither right nor wrong when we're having this conversation. A lot of people are obsessed with right and wrong, forgetting that what they consider right and wrong is at the end of the day their own opinion or a function of their own belief system, right? And forgetting that if you really want to engage power in this life, you're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper than right and wrong, right? Let me see what my brother said, Mr. Ayeni. I would say this: when Kevin said there is hurt on both sides, let's not forget the female bashing that been going on through the yes, absolutely. Through the mainstream media like Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones. Now you're telling on your age. You have to be alive in the late 90s into early 2000s to know who these people are. The Real and many other shows. Yeah, the most recent ones. Absolutely. But guess what? There's a deeper meanings to why that is that way, right? The truth is that the people that are patronizing corporate businesses are women. They control the patronization of those businesses. They may not directly be patronizing it, but they're the one that control it. Men, in fact, anything we purchase, anything we buy, anything, we're doing it a lot of time because of women, right? While in a lot of ways, women don't give a shit. They dress up for themselves. Like, how many times are you going to tell women, right, that listen, I like natural air, and they tell you, screw you, fuck you, right? Like regular men like me, like I'm more attracted to everything natural, right? I don't chase after IG models, but they tell you, screw you. They'd rather dress up like Nicki Minaj, right? So they don't care. But anything we do, if you've noticed, is we do it for them. So what does that tell you? Women indirectly or directly control how money is being spent in any economy. They maintain the home. Also, we do things to appease them, and we overdo it, and sometimes we're doing it indirectly. Like, for example, the whole manosphere is about women. Like, just think about it. The whole manosphere is about women. To the point that women are not coming in and trying to pander to the talking point, and they are missing it. Because again, you can only lie for so long, right? Again, we're just learning, right? So you're right that it's both sides. I agree. It's about are we keeping it a buck about that? Or a lot of times our rhetoric is about, oh, they're hurt. You know, they do this, they do that. Let's hold them accountable. I don't disagree. Let's hold them accountable. It's the method that's messed up. Okay, Suru laughing shoko brain. That's what we learned from where we're from. We don't put ourselves on the same level as women. We don't do I don't care if it's publicly or anything like that. We just don't engage at this toxic level of conversation with women. That's not what we do. What we do is like we move as men, and then we're assertive when it's time to check something. And then it's undisputable because they can see how we move, and they kind of like, yeah, you're right. You know, but when we don't even look in the mirror first and we're trying to hold any other human being, even if it's a man, accountable, that's messed up, right? Let me see here. But we know she was not Nikki. He would have lit her up. Absolutely. That's correct. That's true. We all chase clouds. Yes, CFC, absolutely. Your marketing, I don't consider that. Well, marketing is precisely clout. Sorry. Marketing is precisely exactly that. Have you guys seen the recent TLA? I'm going to talk about it today. The recent TLA drama. I already have a video about that, but I got to talk more about that. There's some updates on that. TLA and Nick at Night. So David, don't start. David is my boy, man. Or let me say my guy, you know. Yes, this is already over 500k views on this channel. Yeah. What's up, Sir Hill? What's going on, my brother? Thanks for your support always, bro. And I'm glad to have my brother David here. I just speaking the truth. How many years of women-based talk shows that have been targeting and bashing black men? Yeah. You know, so when we're talking about black men, that's very true. It's how we're going to get out of it that I disagree. The method of how we're going to get out of it is what I disagree with when it comes to the general rhetorics in the manosphere. And that's something we can keep talking about here. And that's the whole point of this platform for all of the men of prestige that's going to be hanging out with me. That's one thing I feel like we should continue to talk about. Absolutely. But there is absolute truth in the fact that women control what kind of rhetoric is being spewed on mainstream media. But again, right now, I thought we're going mainstream, right? Kevin is going mainstream, right? So let's have the conversation the proper way. Let's come up with solutions. Let's stop talking about worst case scenario so much. We talk about worst case scenario, we talk about generalization so much, we forget the best case scenario, right? Like we barely shed light on the fact that David is married. We barely shed light on the fact that Sir Hill is married, that I am married happily. God damn it. We don't talk about that. The most popular rhetorics are people that are divorced. Don't you think there's a problem with that? Don't you think there's some energy that will be coming out of that that's not necessarily healthy? At least we need balance, right? If we talk about the worst case scenario, we talk about the generalized statistics, which is essentially lagging indicators and not indication of what's going on right now. And then let's talk about best case scenario too. Let's shed some light on that. You notice what happened when you try to shed some light on that? You get beat down. Right? You get beat down, you're called you're pandering to women, right? I mean, you get the sign languages essentially, right? The most people that I've used the sign language the most in this space are men. I'm sorry. Her being FBA is irrelevant. Let's see. Sir Hill speaks good morning, but brother, yes. Let's see. Let me just make sure that I cover. Thank you for all of you that are hanging out here, by the way. I'm a person who is capable of seeing all sides. Yes. Tariq Nasheed, we already talked about him. It's live on Twitter Spaces. Awesome. We'll pick that up later. You hit it on the nail, my brother. Why make it seem there is no strong black man out there? Let me take it further. And why make it seem there is no strong black fathers out there as well? Yeah, there are. But it seems that there is none, right? It seems like there's none. I'm going to call out people as they come. So we're going to be having that conversation here. We always had a different meaning for clout where I'm from. Clout was always negative. Oh yeah, Attention can be negative, absolutely. Clout is attention, but it can be negative. It's a double-edged sword. It's like power. It can cut both ways, but again, we defeat that whole argument. You're looking for clout. We defeat that by just admitting, right? Just admit to the bullshit, right? We're all chasing clout. Like, listen, if it wasn't worth my time, I wouldn't be doing this shit. Can we just be honest, right?